Hi, everyone. Actually, I should put my glasses on for this. Hello, everyone. Sister Kim Boocha here from the Ladies of the Lakes, the Twin Cities Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Now, you may be wondering why I'm here powdered up here and in front of you today. Well, I'm super stoked to be here. Guard Dominique Trix asked me to be a part of the makeup tutorial extravaganza that the Ladies of the Lakes are doing this month to show you how we get into the faces that you all know and hopefully love. But I got a little ahead of myself and realized I was supposed to be filming this. And so I'll walk through a little bit of what I did and then hopefully the rest goes well. But so before I hit record, I had a very nice clean face that I started to work with my blank palette. And I used my Elmer's glue and did a layer of Elmer's glue, powdered that with my Graftobian loose powder, brushed any excess off. So you can see there's a lot of excess. Did another layer and powdered that too. And then from there, used this lovely little Smashbox. It's very small because I kind of use whatever I find, whatever I have. I know other sisters are a little more brand loyal than I am, and that's awesome. They know what they like and they stick with it. I do use whatever gets the job done. So did a little bit of Smashbox sample to give myself a nice prime, a nice little something to work with. And so from there, I am ready to get my Clown White on. And what I'm using today is Ben Nye Clown White Light. That's one of the many brands I've toyed with. A lot of them get the job done, do a great job. And so that's what we're going to work with today. You're going to notice I'm probably going to get really close to the camera a lot because I can't see without my glasses. I'm Velma, secretly, but so yeah, we're going to probably get up close and personal a lot here when I'm not able to wear my glasses. But from there, really what I do is squish and beat the heck out of my face with my sponge. They don't call it beating a mug for nothing. And get a nice little layer going here of my Clown White. We'll go back in and blend this all out, but we want to get a nice even layer going. All right, so you'll see. I know I'm pounding it into some parts of my face, but even getting in here, you can see, it does a good little bassy base of what we're doing. And I go over my lips. I know some sisters don't, but I feel like with the way I do my lips, which you'll see here in a little bit, it seems to help, seems to do the trick with getting my color on. And it helps give it a nice little grayish layer. So we're going to keep at it, keep getting this on. Squeeze that in there. And again, because I can't see without my glasses, I'm going to pull out my trusty hand mirror, if I can find that, so that I can get up close and personal with this little thing. And I always joked, half my video, if I ever did a tutorial, which obviously I'm doing now, half the time I'd be spent doing this, because I'd be looking for everything, which is totally accurate. And I can't find it, so I'm going to use this tiny little mirror. Because again, we use what we've got. and what gets the job done, but you'll see with my blender, really all I'm doing is beating that mug, blending out the white just to get a nice, even layer. And looks like it's coming out pretty smooth. Yeah, that's coming out pretty smooth. So, and trying to get most, and I'm not particularly concerned about making sure I've got the full brow covered. I know you can see a little bit of it. You'll see why in a little bit. I mean, I cover most of that area with what I use for my brows anyways. So, not the end of the world. And I wear big old glasses with my looks now. So, gonna be a little bit waxed with that. But now that we've got our white on, next up is powdering that, because most sisters know if you put and most folks that do, drag makeup or other makeup, if you're using some sort of a liquid, you should always set it with powder if you're trying to make sure it's not going anywhere, which we don't want this to go anywhere. I'm actually doing a lovely wine night with Sister Yoko from Milwaukee, and so we want this to last for at least through the end of that, but you want to powder the heck out of it, because really once you get your clown white on and you powder this out and wipe off any excess, you pretty much have a blank canvas or a ticket to go anywhere with your sister face. And though there are a lot of times I, do get into the green face that you all know and love, there's a lot of times too where I don't when I go out as a sister. And, that, a lot of folks often refer to as mish face. And, I feel comfortable in myself and in my body doing the work as either, in either form, in either evolution of myself, because, I've always seen kombucha as just an extension of my secular self, as as a way to be able to reach out to the community and give back. And so I love doing it both ways, but it's always fun to explore and try out new things and play around with a little bit of makeup. It's not as fun to take it off as it is to put it on, as I think most sisters and drag performers and anybody that does any kind of drag makeup can attest to. But it's all about having fun and using the face as a canvas. And I think we've got pretty decent blank canvas going here. I'm going to keep my setting powder on standby though. I know a lot of folks, especially as they're starting out, they worry about trying out new things with their face or trying out a new color or, any runoff or excess. There's going to be a lot of boob padding in this video, y'all. But they worry about, trying new things, playing with that makeup, and they worry about runoff or things like that. And I believe it was Sister Beyonce that I saw this from, and if it was, thank you. If it was somebody else, I apologize for not remembering where it came from. But, I use my setting powder, keep that on standby, because if you ever have any runoff of, a color that you're using or something doesn't quite turn out right, honestly, if you put a little setting powder on it, you can pretty much erase that happy accident and, clean it up, start over, and so forth. There are exceptions to that, I'm sure, but I found that that can be really helpful. So, again, blank canvas onto, and this is where I can actually start to use my glasses. So, there's probably going to be a lot of cleaning of the glasses. Ta-da, I can see. So, from here, we're going to get started on putting some of our face on. And just like with my makeup, I use a smattering of brushes too. And so, again, it's kind of whatever gets the job done. And so what you'll see, and hopefully I don't have anything too incriminating while I'm bending down for you all. But just like I was saying before I got distracted, just like with my makeup, I will use just about whatever goes for brushes to get the job done. And so now that we're ready for color, this is also probably ridiculous, but it does the job. I've got my first brush, which I'm going to use to help cut kind of the shapes of my face. I'm going to be using this face mask to help define those lines, because I can't find my card. But I usually just use like a library card, cut out a shape, of the shape if needed, or just keep it flat to kind of build a square shape. But I'm going to start with, and as you can see, it's very well loved, the green from this NYX Off Tropic palette. And see, this brush actually fans out a bit, but I keep it, I don't open it all the way. Again, you use what works and you find what works, but then I'm going to use this and start to tap out the shadow onto my face, like so. There, you can see that nice clean line. We'll probably go back in with more of this. We're going to go back in with other colors. Fear not, this is not the end result. And we're going to do the same thing here. I'm letting you all in on my dirty little secrets, which are that I'm a trash human, but I'm very much okay with that. And again, you can see, we'll fix that. You can see this one's out just a little bit more than that one. That is okay. There, just about, it's all gonna work out just fine. And we're actually gonna do the same thing here with the face shape. Again, tapping. I don't like to use a brushing motion because that can potentially wipe off the clown white or other colors that you have. It's more okay once you're working with your other colors if you're blending stuff in. But there we go. Yeah, pat, not wipe, because otherwise it's gonna smear the white. And then I'll usually go in once I've got my shapes out, just to help me. You can see why I need actually no, that's actually just hair dye, I think. So you can see why I need to comb this mane back while I'm getting into face. Yeah, you can see I'm just adding some of this color. Tap, tap, tap. All right, then we've got a good start there. And that's literally the only color I use in this palette. On the other hand, this palette gets a lot of use in this house, which is why we have many of them with varying colors gone. And so I am going to grab, again, going off screen for a minute, finding my brushes and palettes that work, because I am not prepared ever. All right. So from here, somewhere I will find what I'm looking for. We'll go with this. So then from here, I'm going to go with another drip brush. I'm pretty sure this is just an e.l.f. brush, like most of the brushes I have. And I am using Freak from the electric palette. And I'm going to go in and start to blend out what I've got. Blend out what I've got. And do the same here with my cheeks. All right, so we've got our second color. Now this is where the fun starts to begin. Actually, just kidding. It's almost ready to begin. But after that, I do like to go in with Fringe, also from the same here for the edges. And we'll play around with this a bit, but those are the main things that, or excuse me, the main darker colors that I go with. Now, so I was saying before, this is where the fun begins. Aside from the blues and pinks that we'll get into in a little bit here, pretty much most of my face, which once these palettes run dry and I can't find it, is going to be, it'll be interesting. I may have to find a new phase to go through, but I use Thrash. And I use that to highlight the hell out of my face. This is where you're going to lose my sight for a minute, because I can't see unless I'm about 2 inches from my face. And I'm going to go in here too. Voila, voila, voila. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Again, now you know all my dirty secrets. And if you find Thrash, please let me know. There, yeah, and you can start to see putting it on up here. I don't know, I've just always, now my nose is itching, I've just always enjoyed the color that it leaves. It's nice and iridescent. There we go. And then guess what? I use more of it. I use it for my lids. And because I can't be bothered to use another brush, I'm just using the same one to start to color my lids. Yeah, and I mean, you can see there how bright it gets. I love it. We're gonna do, oh, sorry. Start paying royalties to Urban Decay if I keep showing this palette like this to y'all. Just kidding, but yeah, back in to this one too. All right, yeah, so you can start to see my lid. Okay, and I kind of bring it up like this. You'll see with some of the other colors I bring into my eyes too that, I start to try to shape it out a bit in a cat eye shape. But so for right this second, we're done with green, because then we're going to get into the next colors on the cheeks here, which isn't sad. It's been so long since I've had to get into face more regularly that I have to look at reference photos to remember what I look like. Now, I'm just going in to look at the colors I'm using because it's been a minute, and I want to show you all the excellence that you came here to see. Alright, so we're going to go in with our pink here, which is Savage. Again, same palette. We're going to go in here, and we're going to add a little bit of this to our cheeky cheek. It's nothing too major, but you can start to see it there. We're going to do the same thing here. So a little bit of the old razzle dazzle, and then I'm actually going to do a little bit of that and my blue, which is Gonzo, under the eye as well. And again, I'm being very selective. No, I'm not. Of which brushes I'm going to be using. Apparently I can't talk and do makeup at the same time, so I hope you all enjoy this. So, alright. We're going to go in with Gonzo, and put a little bit of this under the eye. So we want to be an 80s fantasy. I don't know, blue is the 80s. But we want to throw a little bit of color in here. No, just kidding. Alright, so do a little bit of that, and then we're going to go in back with our Savage and do a little bit of that around our blue as well too. And cool. Just a little bit of pink, a little bit of pink. I'm not mad about it, and neither should you. Alright, so next then, we're going to go back in with our green because we want to shape our nose just a little bit. And this will all start to make sense, maybe, as we start to build out the rest of our face. And so we're looking for the right colors. And then, actually with the same brush, I'm going to go back in. Look how little bit of that is left. We're holding on by just a thread. We're going to go in and start to shape out our eye and bring that into our nose. Like so. And so then from there, we're going to go back in with our green, and then I'm actually going to pull out a couple tricks out of my hat and pull some darker colors out too. But again, we're going back in. Kind of go dark to light and light to dark with the greens that I'm doing, just based on where I'm at with my face. And then back again with this shape. All right. Trust the process, I promise. All right. Honestly, I think that is probably about it for greens, and except for what we'll be touching up. Because then from there, with my glasses on, we're going to pull out, actually it's a broken Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette, and I use the Serious from that, which is a nice gray to help kind of cut my crease. And I usually do a little bit under the bottom of my eye too, just because I like looking like a manic pixie girl in my looks here. Yeah, and so you can start to see the shape that I filled out. And we're doing the same thing here. And always remember, the sides of your makeup should be sisters, not twins, or at least hopefully related, unless you're not going for that, which is totally cool too. But as you can see, they're not quite even, but there's going to be a lot more to come, so it probably won't be too much of a distraction if it's not. All right, so then from here, I'm going to go in. That is not what I was looking for. That should be the title of my next autobiography, or biography, my next book. That is not what I was looking for. Hold just one moment while I look for my eyeliner. Welcome back. I did find my eyeliner, and this is NYX Epic Wear, and I use this for a number of things, as you'll see here. But usually I'll go in with my freckles, which are usually dots, hearts, little shapey shapes, little semicircles. So we want to feel our Lisa Frank cheetah print fantasy. And we want to do the same thing on the other side. Lots of fun. All right. It's got a little shape there. Actually, I'm going to go down on this other side a little bit. Keep it at least somewhat related. Here we go. All right, so we've got our little freckles. Next for the scariest part, in my opinion, which is the eyebrows. Again, they just need to kind of look like they're related in my looks. So we're gonna just use this. So there you go. You can see a little bing, ding, a little eyebrow. Let's see if I can do it with the other side. Real time. We're going to do the same sort of shape. Hope we get it. I think I can. I don't know if I can. Oh, let's see. We're going to try. There's no try, only do. The words of another green creature that I know. So, well, just about there. One of them's a little more thickums than the other, but that is okay. All right. While that's drying for just a hot second, I'm going to do our next little gig here, which is some black eyeliner pencil. I don't know what the brand is because it's smudged off. Again, you do you, boo. Whatever works for you. And I'm going to do my waterline, like you can see here, on both sides. And I'm actually going to go back into the bottoms to get that just a little darker. I hope all this rustling background isn't too terrible. If any of you are still with me, it's like about 33 minutes in. But all right, so you can see here going back into that just helps it a little bit with blending it all together in my mind's eye, at least. Then I'm going to go back in through here. Especially now that I wear glasses and don't wear lashes, I don't do too large of a top line. So you can see here, and those lashes will get covered by mascara. But, when I was wearing contacts and fake lashes, which will probably make a comeback at some point, but I'm actually liking, especially in the time of COVID, not having to touch my eyes any more than I am now with doing my makeup. But, yeah, you can see it's just a little subtle. Otherwise, I would usually do a larger shape just so that you can see the liner with lashes. But, all right, so we've got our shadow on. I'm going to kind of freeze frame these next two pieces just for the interest of time, but we're going to do lashes, lips, finishing glitter, and then I think we're good. So give me just 1 second while I do my lashes. All right, we've got our lashes on. Really all it is just mascara, but you can see it's a little bit more crisp. And then from here, I'm going to touch up my brows just a hair with this really lovely Ben Nye iridescent glitter, because what I've found is if you can't make things even, just cover the hell out of them with glitter. Nobody will know the difference. So we've got some glitter there, and then all that leaves is, we're getting there, all that leaves then at that point, just kidding, I can't find that color for my lips, so we're gonna go with this really wonderful Sub-Zero lip color from Sugar Pill, which my wonderful, wonderful sister Gaia Day gifted me, and I actually really love it. If I don't do this, my usual lip is actually just a black eyeliner pencil, and that happens to turn gray just with the white and all of that, and then get set with glitter, and we'll probably still set this with a bit of glitter just to make sure it stays and does the job. So we're gonna do a little lippy, and this stuff actually smells really good too. A little lippy lip. And you know, and I try to stay pretty true to my regular lip shape. Sometimes I'll overdraw it. Usually it's just because I messed up in the first place and drew them too big. But at either rate, it usually works out. All right. And we're just about there. Again, with the whole, if you can't perfect it, put glitter on it. That's exactly why I wear so much glitter on my lips. Because I also can't do anything straight for the life of me. So, all right, next up, we're going to do, again, a little bit of the Ben Nye and put that over our lips like so. And make sure we got a good coating there. And there you go. You can see we've got a good layer there. And last but certainly not least, to finish us off, I use this Queen Frostine highlighter. Look at those nasty fingers. Queen Frostine highlighter from Atomic Cosmetics. And I use just a nice little fan brush here to finish that off. Because again, if you can't fix it, put a shit ton of glitter on it and you're good to go. So, aside from cornet and costume, there you have it, friends. That is the dirty little secret to how you get what you all know as Sister Kombucha. Thanks for listening, for those of you that are still listening. I hope you enjoyed this video and the rest of them in the series.